Hello, IG family. Good evening to you all. Thank you all for tuning in and joining us. She is you live. I'm here with my co-host Barry Scott. My name is Shakina Rush, and I am the founder and president of She Is You Inc., which is a nonprofit organization that provides services and resources and bring awareness to victims and individuals of sex assault, sex abuse, and domestic violence. I myself am an overcomer of all three circumstances, unfortunately, but like I said, I am an overcomer. So we're here just to have a conversation, a very needed conversation about sex abuse and homosexuality within the African American male community. So I have Barry Scott here.
Yes. Hey guys, social media right now. I think we on Instagram, Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
My
Yep.
name is Barry Scott. Barry Maurice Scott. I like to say my whole government because I love my identity. I
That's right.
also have overcome and dealt with sexual abuse and homosexuality as well. Right now, I'm a full time entrepreneur. I'm a business owner as a fashion boutique called the B Shop, and I'm also a photographer, stylist, the unforgettable experience. So most people call me Mr. Unforgettable,
Mm.
and it's just all about the experience that you have through me, about me, and really just helping other people to become themselves as well. When it comes to my business, like I just love to pour into people. I love to help other people embrace themselves because it
Right.
was hard for me to do it. So now that I can do it myself, I feel like that's my purpose to really help everybody else to move on forward.
Right. Cool. Cool. I love that. I love how you said embrace yourself. And it's so important for us to embrace ourselves. And with everything that's going on within the African American community, especially amongst the young black African American males, there's a lot of gun violence and a lot
Yes.
of hate that's going on within our community. And we're all trying to get to the source of the matter, the source of the problem. Like, what is the cause? Why are our young males so angry? Like, why do they always have to resort to violence when they have an issue or when they're struggling with certain things? And so I just wanted to share really quick. I wanted to share an article that was published in Ebony Magazine, Volume 58, Issue 8, by Nikita A. Falston. And she talked about how the statistics. I get a little tongue tied
Yes.
sometimes, guys, but
Same.
it's okay. But she talked about how some of the statistics of young black boys that are sexually abused. And she said in her article, 1 out of 6 boys is abused before the age of 16. And the rates are dramatically higher in black areas marred by systemic poverty, broken homes, high unemployment rates, and sociological problems. Now, to talk about that, so like she stated in her article, she said that broken homes, you know, so so as within the African American history, right? We have a history within the African American home. I'm sorry, we have a history where we come from broken homes. Either the father is absent,
Mm-hmm.
the father is either incarcerated or just not within the home. And so just to talk a little bit about my experience being an overcomer of sex abuse and the age that it started. My experience started in infantile. Yes, so and it started within the home. But I lived in a home with my mother and father. So usually, when you have both parents in a home, it's supposed to be more safe and more secure. But the question is, how do you protect from one's family, from the people who are supposed to protect them, the people who are supposed to defend them and nurture them. How do you protect them from being victims of such situations? And I just really quick, I've prepared a few questions for Mr. Scott, and I know we're live, and I mean I know, like, if some of you have some questions that you want to ask or whatever, please feel free to put it in the chat, and if we can, we'll answer some of your questions. So my question to you, Mr. Scott, how are you feeling today? First
I'm
of all,
feeling good. I feel like we out here doing purpose out here. Somebody can get help on today, so
right,
that's all the questions you need to get. And if they have questions, also ask questions, because we here to be transparent, to be real. Cause
that's right.
That's the only way we can move on is we be transparent and real about stuff. Even though it's uncomfortable right now, but it's like, how can I overcome my uncomfortability if I'm not being free and being transparent?
Right. That's absolutely right. So I want to ask you. So sitting here as a overcomer of sex abuse, at what age? At what age did it start? Do you remember?
The age that it started, I believe I was 6, because I don't remember anything before 6.
Right.
And I know, like, I don't think a lot of people do.
Right.
But it started, I believe, 6, and it was in the household in my grandma's home.
Okay.
It was my uncle. And
right.
It started because the lack of presence of my parents, them being there. Like, my mom, she was going to school to be a nurse. She was at work. My dad wasn't in the picture, but he was always at work. So I seen my dad, I can say I see my dad for like an hour every Friday to get money.
Right.
And that's it. And then he at work again. So it's like not being there, and then you have somebody living in a house where no parent to really try to help, nobody around. So it was like your uncle there. So he just like, okay, let me ease on in. Like, and then I'm not really sure how it's begun, but like I know I started to like it. So it was like now I start to grab it or go to it, and then that's how it start to happen in my life, and then the homosexual lifestyle began to grow in me. So then it was like, this is all I know. Right. I picked it up because it's around me. How can I even know how to be a man? How can I know how to do this and different stuff? It's somebody touching me, and this man is making me comfortable to be sexual active with a man. So no female around to really tell me like this is not right, or no man around to tell me like this is not where you're supposed to be, or this is not the life that you should be living. So it's like, that's where it started. I feel like the lack of the presence of the parent is like, you got the attendance, like you got to be around your child, communication as well.
All right. So let me ask you. So it sounds to me like you were sort of like groomed into this, into this mindset, or I'm not gonna say mindset, but you were groomed at a young age to have this sexual appetite or experience. So now let me ask this question. How do you think this could have been prevented? Like, I mean, I'll ask you this. Yeah, no, answer that question. How do you think this could have been prevented?
I believe it could have been prevented if my father was in the picture. If he wasn't, the society today, like a man need a job. And if he not at work, how can we eat? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can we even have any type of clothes on our back and a roof over our top of our head? It's like my dad had to play that picture, even though I wasn't living with my father, but I know he played that part. Right. So my mother was also playing the part as a single parent. So she at work. So how can she like protect me? Right. So she's trying to get all that, and all that come with their parents not being in their picture, and stuff like that. Because now they got to work. Because like if they was younger and started at 18, they'd be okay. They'd be ahead. And then when they got kids, but because life and things happen, so it's like you can't really blame your parents for real.
Absolutely not. I mean, it's a situation that happens. Unfortunately, when someone sees the opportunity, and they're just looking to satisfy like their selfish pleasure, and they're not concerned about the age or the ramifications or anything like that, because we live in a sexually driven society, and we're taught that sex is natural, sex is normal, like that's how we got here,
Right, right.
was through sex, and it's something that feels good. So we don't think about how it affects you emotionally
Wow. We
or
don't.
how it affects you mentally, especially if it happens at a tender age, an age where you're not, where your mind is still growing, where you're still learning
Hmm.
about, yourself and the world, so my next question is, it's okay. My next question is, oh, at what age did you tell someone that this happened to you or this was happening to you?
Um, I hate when I say them, but I didn't really say nothing until I was 18 to my parents.
Wow.
And I believe I was at work because my friend, they found my phone. And
Mhm.
we on break, so they found my phone. They ordered my situation. Like, did you
Mm.
tell your parents? Like, no, but y'all know now. So it's like,
Right.
I might as well. Like, I'm got somebody back. Somebody got my back now. So like, if they do turn on me or something like that, so now I have somebody.
Mhm.
And so I actually texted them and told them what happened.
Mhm.
And we never had a full conversation about it until this day. We still haven't had a conversation about it. Me and my mom talked about it a little bit,
Right.
but I text them, and the reaction wasn't what I wanted. So then you still, that's another, like
Right.
another gate that you
Another
like,
strike,
yes,
like.
another strike. It's like, see, now I know why I waited so long to not tell them because I'm 18
Right.
now, and it's like, yo, like, what is,
Right.
I wanted y'all to go beat him up and something like that, but
Okay.
that's, but that ain't happen.
You wanted revenge.
I wanted revenge, but it was like, at the end of the
Okay.
day, it's too late.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
18.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna share a little bit
Mm-hmm.
about my situation. I think the first time that I spoke about what was happening to me, I think I was about 8 or 9, and it was found in my diary. Yeah. So and unfortunately for me, when I spoke up about it, I was accused of like
Lying.
being a liar. you know.
Jesus.
So for you, at 18, you know, is I guess, well, yeah, I'm gonna say, hearing from an adult, because we're taught that children don't know no better.
Right.
They don't understand, and they're confused, and
That's
but
the favorite word.
yeah.
Confused. And I'm sorry
Mhm.
to cut you off.
Go ahead. No.
That took a toll on me, like with confidence and stuff like that, and like really
Mhm.
communicating, because a
Mhm.
lot of people. It took me 18 years to say this to
Right.
somebody that's around my life and around me 365 days a year, and
Right.
it took me 18 years to let you know what happened. So that confidence and stuff like that, it give you that muzzle in your mouth, like you can't speak up. So
Yeah.
that confidence, that muzzle, it pour over to other things in my life.
It
So it's
sort of
like,
like paralyzes you.
yeah, it really did.
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah. I remember just feeling paralyzed, just feeling like I just couldn't move, and one of the reasons was, like I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want this person to get in trouble. You know, I didn't want to be the reason why this person got in trouble. But just to kind of shift the conversation a
Mm-hmm.
little bit, back to what I was speaking about in the beginning, how it's a lot of violence going on amongst our young black African American males. And
Yes.
um, and a lot of it is due behind not being able to deal with your sexuality, not being able to deal with or be honest with,
Communication.
yeah, not being able to communicate your feelings, or if someone has hurt you or violated you, in some type of way, and just not and being in denial, you know.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, like it's really hard, like being a young black male. Um, you kind of have to uphold this certain image
That
that
you
you're,
strong,
yeah,
that you masculine. So it's like,
right,
so if I'm about to be in these streets, like I gotta be masculine all the time. I'm strong. Nobody gonna say nothing to me. Nobody can do nothing to me. So that
right,
reaction is like death from the door.
yeah,
So like if you want like somebody said like you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
right,
So it's like if you playing with the sword every day,
right,
that's how you end up doing it. Even though some people, a lot of men not even around it. Like they're
mm-hmm,
around it, but they don't play with it though. So
mm-hmm,
you
mm-hmm.
just be with the wrong crowd because you gotta be in
Yeah,
this
because you feel like,
image
right,
that you are with these type of guys. So it's like this is who I am.
and you putting an extra hard
Extra
on,
hard
like
on it.
you carrying like the biggest gun because
Yes.
you feel like you have to prove yourself, like because of somehow maybe you're dealing with,
Sexual
yeah,
abuse. So now, like,
right,
for my own experience as a male, being around other males, I do sometimes I feel like less of a man. But I had to build that confidence up, like, yo, I am a man. Like, I know who I am. Like, I know that I went through this, but it's not who I am. Because I am a
right,
man. I am a
right,
gentleman as well. Like, it's like,
yes,
I'm learning that just being having the great examples that I have in my life right now. So it's like,
right.
let me make sure I take in all that.
So let me ask you, what are what are some of the things you've done to prove that, like when when you wasn't feeling confident, like what are some of the things that you proved to other people that you are a man, and that like
Mine was like in school, I was the class clown. I was the class clown. It was like if
right,
the other guys laughing, I'm cool. Like, and I got in fights. I always got kicked out of school. Like, I went to 7 different high schools because of it.
wow,
Yes, I was in so many different schools. Like, because I'm like, yo, somebody, I'm this bull. Like, I gotta
right,
make sure my image is up. So it's like, but
right,
that started to take a toll on me. I'm like, no, I can't do that no more. Like, and
right,
then I start to be like more of myself. Cause like fighting and things, that was definitely my
wow,
go-to.
wow, 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 wow. All right, so let me ask you, so for me, right,
Mm-hmm.
from my experience, like with sex abuse, um, my my abuser was my father. Yeah. So this person was supposed to be the one to show me what love was, what, how a man is supposed to love a woman, or, love a child, protect the child. And like it really distorted my image of love, what love, how love was supposed to feel.
Yes.
So
Not what it looked like, but how it's supposed to feel.
how it's supposed to feel. So love for me was pain. If I didn't feel some type of pain, or I don't know, trauma, or toxicity, how do you say the
Toxicity.
toxicity? whatever, y'all get it.
Well, we
If
don't
I
even
didn't
know
feel,
that. So
yeah,
we are.
if I didn't feel anything like that, it wasn't love. It wasn't, this, that. No, it had to have some, it had to have some hurt in there. Like I had to have some, yeah,
Had some pain.
yeah, man.
Love is definitely blind when it comes to that way.
Yeah. I needed to feel some pain in order to feel love. So leading into that, you're on a scale of 1 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
right? Going through what you was experiencing, where would you rate your pain level?
My pain level was definitely, I can say, like an 8.
An 8?
I can say
Okay.
an 8 because
Okay.
I was angry. If you're doing from 1 to 10, I would
Yeah.
say 8.
I'm gonna say pain first, and then we could go to anger,
Okay.
because anger is attached to pain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anger is attached to pain. So, like, what would you give your pain level?
It was an 8 because like literally everything like was. I feel like I was rejected so much.
Yeah.
So and it kept happening over and over. Like my mom being married and picking her husband, kids over me.
Wow.
My dad just picking his job over me. It's like that pain was like it just kept growing and growing, and over the
Right.
years, it's like yo, like something had to change. Like, but the
Mhm.
only way I found that out was through God. Like that's the only way I was able to get that pain away.
Me too. Me
That
too.
that pain went away. It was like, all right, I've
Yeah.
been rejected for them,
Right.
and then like your friends start acting weird. It's like that pain is like, oh, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's really it started a lot, and yes, that stress started to come over because like you
Mhm.
feel like you're alone on
Right.
Earth. Like who
Right.
can you go to? And then
Yeah.
you start to look for love and other people.
Uh huh.
And then guys was my go-to, like older guys. It was my go-to because okay, that's my father. So maybe
Wow.
I'm gonna chill out with him because like he older,
Mhm.
so now he can take care of me or he can make
Right.
me feel
Protect
safe, yeah,
you.
like
Uh
that.
huh. Right. Right. Wow. So, like a lot of women experience that as well, that um had an absent father,
Yeah.
or father wasn't, physically present within the home or whatever. Like they tend to go out and date other guys that can offer them, what they was lacking, or what they felt like, what they feel like they're lacking. So, all right. So my next question is, all right. People often want to know, how does it happen right in front of you? Like, what are your thoughts on this question?
I'm not a parent, so I can't really explain that in front of me part. But
Mhm.
like I said before, early in the interview, I
Mhm.
said the lack of the attendance of a parent,
Mhm.
and it's only happened because you like you trying to go to work, so you just trusting anybody with your baby. You just giving anybody your child, like, and the crazy
Right.
part, I ain't gonna definitely anybody your child, like,
Mhm.
especially when my mom also experienced it before, so it's like
Right.
I can't blame her because her mindset was really taking care of me. But because she just gave me to somebody else, that's where she forgot. She went blind at that point. Like,
But this person was your uncle.
yeah, the
So
same for her.
yeah, so it's like, like, I mean, your family is supposed to protect you.
Yeah,
That's supposed to be a safe place, but that's
that sounds
where
good.
right, but that's where it happens the most, like
Yeah,
within family. And you know how they say, what goes on in this house stays
stays.
in this
That's
house.
their favorite line.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hated it. And she
yeah,
said it to me, and I was like,
yeah. Right,
now I can't tell you anything because it's not gonna
right,
help me. Because if it stay in the house, like, I'm just
right,
gonna be bottling up, and this feeling's gonna just gonna be running in this room, and I'm just
right.
gonna be like depressed, and that's where I was at, depressed.
And because, like, sex abuse, you can't, it doesn't leave like a physical mark, like as far as if someone hits you,
Right, that's different.
it might leave a bruise or a scar. So we tend to, like, just, I don't know, like, dumb it down or something like that, because it's like, okay, yeah,
It's
they,
internal.
right. Okay, they touched your, uh, they touch your pocketbook. We give our private
Mm-hmm.
parts names. They touch your pocketbook, or they touch your, your wee wee or whatever.
I'm
I'm
like, I don't know
sorry.
the names. Take me right
Yeah,
now, because I don't
yeah.
know.
I mean, well, or they touch your butt bud or whatever. You know how we talk, and yeah, like, let's be real. Let's
I
be
know, but
real.
like that, I never heard that name before. But I
Yeah,
get
but
what you're
they,
saying.
they touched you, and you don't see a mark. But when these type of things are done to children, it completely, it scars them, so deeply,
So deep.
emotionally and mentally. It affects their self-esteem so greatly that it alters their whole path in life. It alters all of the decisions that they are setting out to make. So instead of them having like a fresh start, or like a clean slate, now they're going throughout life like with with these emotional scars and these mental scars, and it's so cloudy. They can't see straight, they can't think straight, they don't know what's what. It brings, like I said, a lot of confusion. And you know We have to be aware that self-esteem is real. It's your mental immune system.
Yeah.
It's your psychological immune system. Okay? Like we have an immune system that keeps our physical body healthy, but our self-esteem keeps our mental and also physical body healthy. Because if your self-esteem has been damaged in any type of way, I mean, it's just it's devastating. It's very devastating. So um, I just so what do you think? Speaking to someone right now who may experience what you've experienced and made some of the similar decisions that you've made in regards to your sexuality and everything like that, because you have people that say, oh well, being sexually abused, that doesn't cause you to be a homosexual.
Mm-hmm.
you know um it's like it just because if somebody, if you put your hand on fire and it burns you, like you're not going to do it again. So what do you say to someone who may feel that way? And I mean, and this is not to judge anyone. We're not trying to persuade anybody anything. We're just trying to bring a different viewpoint and opposition about the subject that we're conversing about. So what do you say? I know it's a difficult question, but
I was like,
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, but like, what do you say to someone? I'll ask you this: if you feel like you had a choice to be sexually involved with other men,
mm-hmm.
would you still choose that?
That's a good. Yo, that question rings to my mind. I thought you was gonna ask that. No, I wouldn't. Only I would say that because a lot of people think like we pick this. Some people do pick it because they're curious, and then they just start to do it more often because they're comfortable, and that
Mm-hmm.
also come with confidence and communication in the house. Because like then
Mm-hmm.
you just doing stuff that you just tried out, and then you just keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Somebody who really don't know,
Mm-hmm.
I can't even put them. I can. Can I really even put them in my shoes? That's the good question. That's the question I can really ask them. Like, I can't walk in your shoes. You can't walk in my shoes. So how can you even judge somebody else? So it's like,
Right.
ask
Right.
yourself. Like, how about this? Picture yourself, your child going through this. How would you react, or how you think your child going to happen if your lack of attendance is not in their house, their household, or
Mm-hmm.
a man is not in the room? Because like, if a man was there, maybe I would still be dealing with both sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. I can't really
Right.
explain what's really going to happen because I don't know. My
Right.
father wasn't there, so I can't really answer that question. Because if my dad was there, what if I was still dealing with men and dealing with females because my dad was teaching me how to deal with females, and then but I'm
Mm.
still mentally tormented about having sex with men. So it's like, how can
Right.
you really answer that question if you
Right.
don't know what shoes I'm, what the type of shoes I'm wearing?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we all got different journeys.
Right.
And my journey is different from yours. So
Right. Right. So we're going to ask. Do we have any questions in the chat? Do we have any questions that anyone is posing in the chat?
any questions?
Yeah. So we're open. We're opening up for questions, guys. So if you have any questions, comments, please feel free. Please feel free.
Can we get the naked boys in here with it?
Yeah.
Touch your clothes up.
Yeah. So I'm gonna continue on with the conversation in regards to my experience. So
Yeah, let us know about you. Just
well,
sure.
yeah, okay. All right. So in regards to my experience with sex abuse, I I just, like I said earlier, I just remember feeling like paralyzed, and I remember just wanting to protect, you know, just wanting to protect my father, just wanting to make sure that my father wasn't getting in trouble, or I wasn't making my father mad, you know. Yeah. And also and when I talked about it or whatever, or when it came out later, like I
How old
said,
was you?
I was around nine,
Nine.
8 or 9 years old. Yeah, and I was just like drilled to like the fourth degree, and I just remember feeling like so alone. I think in my young mind I made a decision like I'm by myself. You know, um nobody is with me. Everybody is like pointing a finger at me, and it's my fault.
And nine. It's your
Yeah,
fault.
it's my fault, and I caused this to happen.
As a parent, I
Yeah.
can't. Like as a parent, like how do you even like put that together in your mind to really say that to your child, and especially when your child like where did your child see this at on
I
TV? Like, come on, yo, like make it make sense. I mean,
I think it's a part of just denial,
mm-hmm.
like not wanting to admit, because the truth hurts.
And they know it. I don't feel
The
like parents
truth.
be knowing.
Yeah, yeah. I
They
mean, I
know.
think a lot of people do have instincts, and
They
they
see
just
it
don't.
too.
Right, and they just don't always listen to them. Like they don't always like connect with them or whatever. Excuse me. And I think that's a part of just like abuse too, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say like self sabotaging, when you don't listen to your instincts, when you don't respect your instincts are there for a reason. Like trust them, like if you come across somebody and they just like, they just give you a creepy feeling, like trust that instinct. Like, I mean, you don't have to treat them wrong or anything like that, but just be mindful, why you feel that way. But yeah, and I think it's like you said, like your mom, she always had like a male friend or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and we always we feel like we are incomplete without a man.
But you gotta remember, parents don't want to deal with it, and then